How's it going, everybody? Back with a video here today. I did not make one on March 7th. That might have been the first day I didn't have a video up since April 23. So, I was going to make it easy. I'm going to do a drink review here in a Gumdrink Ramble. Admittedly, I had no interest in putting a video up yesterday, so I was not forcing it. So I'm hoping to get back into a groove over the weekend, film a couple of gameplays and stuff like that. I want to film a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth gameplay actually before probably ODST because I love that game. That game is fucking awesome. It really is. Just love it. Every time I'm to a new area and stuff, new characters are introduced, I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. Anyway, I will be reviewing Coca-Cola Spiced. I got this in the zero sugar one for my fiance because they did not have these in Stop and Shop. Well, they have this one in Stop and Shop. And then I went over to the gas station today because they have the same 2 for $4 that Sev's has. Sorry about that. They have the same 2 for $4 that Sev's has, and I was like, you know what? They got the Spice Zero Sugar, which they didn't have in Stop and Shop. I'm like, you know what? I'll grab this one because nothing else was standing out to me. This will be my first soda in a little bit too, actually. So this is raspberry spiced Coke. I thought they did a spiced at some point. Did they not? I don't know. I gotta be smart here because I was walking around with this in my pocket, and it got shaken up. Interesting smell. That's pretty good. That's not bad. I'm getting the raspberry. And it's not for me, at least, because I can't handle anything spicy. I don't know what the spice is supposed to be on this, but it's not a strong spiced flavor. I was almost concerned it was going to be a little strong. Actually, I'm feeling it a little bit more now, but I thought it might have been like a little bit more of that flaming hot Mountain Dew, where it was a strong, spicy, strong spiced or whatever, but this is pretty good. I'm getting it more as it settles, I suppose. But it's got a nice raspberry taste, which I like. I didn't even realize it was raspberry until I looked at it and read it. I just saw spiced when I got it. That's not bad. I will continue to drink that. Let me take one more swig. I don't know if I'm going to drink the whole thing. It's pretty good, and I'm always going to favor raspberry drinks. I like the flavor. Especially in the sodas, they do a good job with blending it with other things. I'm going to go an 8 on this. I do like it. If you're into, when I see spiced, I'm thinking it's going to be like a strong taste. Like, I'm not going to be able to handle it because I can't handle shit when it comes to anything spicy or spiced. But this isn't bad with that. For me, that's good. So that's another reason I like it. And it's raspberry flavored. It's pretty good. I said I'm going to go an 8 on this. Let's get into some rambling. I don't think you can. I've been doing some more boxing up of things. I've boxed up other stuff as well. Like I said, I'm hoping to maybe tomorrow night even, or like a Sunday night. Over the course of the next week, I'm going to try to get at least 2 gameplays up, maybe 3. Because I want to do a Rebirth one, and I want to do the ODST. And there was another one. I thought there was another one I was looking to do. I don't know. I do want to do a shady vid coming up here too. As I was setting a comment, and the second I knew we were moving, I was like, I'm going to have to do something. And someone commented the same thing. Kind of ending it here and being like, oh, we got to leave. So I'm figuring how to do that. So I'll probably do like 2 more shady videos here. One kind of setting it up, and then one. We're like, we got to go. We got to go. I'm trying to think. I'm not going to go too nuts. I am still not. I think I've just entered the phase of my life where I'm going to feel sick all the time. Whatever, I talked about the sore throat and stuff like that's gone, but I still have this like lingering kind of, I don't want to say fatigue. I am a little more tired, but not terribly, but I still have a bit of a cough that comes out, and I'm just, even here, I'm a little congested in the chest. Gotta keep drinking the tea. We watched this movie on Amazon, Ricky Stenicki. Had John Cena, Zac Efron. I forgot the other 2 guys' names, the other 2 friends. William H. Macy was in it too, as the 2 people's boss. The one guy I've seen on stuff, he's a comedian, and he's I think I've seen clips of him, a podcast on YouTube. I forget their names. I should just look them up. Let's look them up. It was actually a pretty funny movie, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, they put up a new movie, let's see how it is, and Cena's everywhere. I will say this about Cena. I don't think he's like the greatest actor. I don't think he's a terrible actor by any means either, but he is really game to almost do anything when you put him in these comedies and stuff, which is always nice to see. Andrew Santino is the guy from the podcast. Jermaine Fowler is the other guy the other friend that you would definitely recognize from shit as well. It's actually kind of an interesting premise. Like, they do something in the beginning when they're kids. They like throw a bag of shit and light it on fire, and it gets out of control, and a fire breaks out. And then one kid's jacket gets burned up, so they have the idea of putting the name Ricky Stenicki in the jacket, so it seems like he's the one that did it, right? He's just a made-up person. They come up with a name. And then they use that throughout their whole lives as excuse to do things they do with their wives and their girlfriends, like, which obviously bites them in the ass later on in the movie, but they do it again on the one guy's baby shower. They're like, oh no, so-and-so, Ricky's got his cancer came back. So they all instead they go to a concert in Atlantic City, and they meet John Cena's character. What is he called? Like, something hot rod. He literally just, his show is like he takes songs, dresses up as like someone from the band, and sings like jerk off songs in like come a chameleon type shit like that stuff. Like Hot Rod Ferguson, I don't know who it was, but he's kind of like a bit of he's an alcoholic and stuff. So he's bothering them. Eventually he leaves, but he gives the one guy his card, and then the guy's kid is born 6 weeks early, so they have to rush home. And then they have to say, oh no, Ricky, he was just joking with us. And like, oh, well, he should come to the baby, the circumcision party. They have a seconds. And then they call back John Cena to pretend to play the part of the Ricky Stenicki. And it goes from there. Obviously, stuff happens. But it was kind of interesting. Kind of premise on that front. I do have to watch the latest episode of Halo. I have not yet. Islanders are on a 5-game winning streak. They're right back in the playoff picture now again. And the Bruins overtook them on overtime losses with 15. I think I saw a thing on Instagram. It was like the guy handing the baton for the Islanders on to the Bruins to pass them the lead in the overtime losses. And they said that the Bruins have like 90 points because they have so many wins. Regulation wins. The Islanders are making a move. I think they're 2 points out of the final playoff spot with 2 games in hand. It's going to be tough for them even if they get the points because of all those losses. They do not want to be in a tie with anybody because they're not going to have the regulation wins to get in. They need to just do straight up on points. They're playing a lot better, though. Some people say it coincides with Scott Mayfield getting hurt. He's one of their defensemen who apparently makes a lot of mistakes. Takes unnecessary penalties and just gets beat a lot, so who knows? They're playing better in general, which is nice to see. It's not even like they've sucked. They had their moments throughout the season where they went on bad streaks, but they're not a bad team. So we'll see if they can keep it up. They got 20 games left. But at the end of the day, those blowing leads in the third, like the one against the Rangers, up 5-3 with like 4 minutes left, and they lose that one in overtime. Other ones they've blown in the third period as well. That can end up biting them in the ass. If they miss out on the playoffs by like 2 points. And you're like, oh yeah, if you didn't have 14. Because you think statistically or whatever, they're going to end up with at least another 2 to 3 overtime losses. Who knows? Maybe they won't. But I don't know if they're going to do anything at the trade deadline. The Hurricanes got Jake Gunsel, is that his last name, for the Penguins. So, of course, they had to trade him in division. But the Hurricanes, the Islanders don't have to concern themselves with the Hurricanes at the moment because they're plenty ahead of them. They're not a team they're chasing. It's really the Red Wings, Lightning, Islanders, Flyers. I'd say the Capitals are right there, too. And even the Penguins and the Devils are right there as well. That are going to be jockeying for that last playoff spot. Basketball's been what it was. Portland won 2 in a row, and then they've lost a bunch. I think they have 17 wins. God, excuse me. There's some other trades, too. Somebody got Duclair from the Sharks. Anthony Duclair, I think. Who got him? The Red Wings might have actually picked him up. I don't know. I think he came from the Sharks. That's who the Islanders played last night. They won 7-2. Like, that's a game you should win. So it's good to see that they actually dominated the game and won it. Yeah, this is a solid drink. I kind of like this. I'd consider getting this again. And like, well, you might have to pick one up because they'll disappear. They'll be gone and like, we'll stop producing it in like a month. And I said I'm still playing Final. I'm playing shit. I play like 35 hours into Final Fantasy VII Rebirth right now, and I'm enjoying it immensely. Like, I just got the pest apart with. You're in. I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name. Barrett's hometown, and of course Shinra came in there. Of course, said they were going to help you out, and then shit happened, and they got fucked. But they built a, what do they call it? It's like an amusement park. The saucer, the gold saucer or some shit. So the Kate Sith has appeared as well. He's not in the party yet. But he's there now, and I'm now looking because somebody shot up people in a part of the Coliseum, part of this golden saucer thing. And they say it's Barrett because the person had a gun arm, but Barrett's friend also apparently had one from his hometown. I forget what it's called. So I'm trying to find him now. Barrett, I'm actually just using Barrett now to go in and I guess talk with the guy or whatever. And this game, like it looks so good graphically. Like, at first I'm kind of like, no, and not to say it didn't. I thought it looked good right out of the gate, but I'm trying to like remember what the remake, the first part, looked like, because that looked nice. But I'm like, you look at it, like when you get up in the open world, you're like looking at the mountains and stuff, and the detail and the draw distance and everything, and it's just like shit, man. The textures on like the rocks and stuff. And like I said, some of the main character models look nice, but some of the NPCs, the secondary characters, just come across. I'm just like, holy shit, they look so good. I really like the Queen's Blood game too. I've been playing the shit out of that. Like anybody I can play that I can find in the game to play against, I do. And in the park, the amusement park area, there's one where you do different kind. No, that wasn't there. That was at the resort. I forgot I ended up on a ship and you end up at a resort for a little bit. I gotta go back to some of these areas too to do some more of the side quests when I get the go-to to be able to go back to where I want to. Because I did everything in the grasslands. And then Junon, I didn't do everything. I think I still have one thing to do there. And then, because I was able to, before I went out further, I was able to go back, if I wanted to, by boat to the other areas from the resort. But then I went further, so it's like, okay, you gotta wait a little bit now to do shit. So I gotta wait for that to open up, and then I'm gonna start to, because I totally plan on cleaning out all the side quests and stuff like that. But there was a part, well, you do a Queen's Blood tournament on the boat, and then you meet this other girl who's there again, and you do these other ones where cards are already on the board, and you only get a few cards to have to try to win it. So it's a puzzle type. It is a puzzle situation. How you want to plant them in the right spots and stuff to max benefit and use them. Some cards give you like an extra point on an existing card and all types of shit. Some other ones take away points and whatever. So you have to figure out how to use them. So that was cool as well. And the amusement park place had a bunch of other different games. I did like a space flight type game shooter. You do the boxing thing there too. You box the guy where they're in their PlayStation models again. If they look better than they would have looked on the PlayStation, but that character, that graphical style. Just a really cool game. I have most of my video games boxed up. I did keep some out to either do gameplays of or ones I just wanted to play. And some more valuable ones that I'm going to be, I'll take in the car with us. I want them near me. I got that Pussifer Perfect Circle Primus concert coming up soon. Like a little less than a month now. Foxwoods, that's going to be cool. Perfect Circle's a band that I had heard of. That's just one of Maynard's side bands. I think is it him in the, I don't know if it's the drummer, I don't know the band. They do all the writing, and they've had other people in the band I think they have 3 full albums. I mean, I've heard their stuff, my friends liked them, but I was never, I never paid enough attention to them. And I've just talked about my unpopular opinion video. I'm not a fan of Tool. I'm not denying their talent. I'm just not a fan of them. But I started listening more. I want to see Primus. I was like, I want to see Primus, even though it's Maynard's 60th birthday tour, so they're playing together as well. So I don't know. I'm hoping to get maybe like 8 Primus tunes. But and my friend would play Perfect Circle at work, and I'm like, yeah, I do like it. And then I started listening to more, and I'm like, this is really fucking good. Like, I'm like, this is better than Tool, and then I get yelled at. Pussifer, I heard a ton of the first album when it came out. That's another Maynard side band. Actually, that might have been his first band that he was doing back in the day. I think that's the band he used, or the name when he was on Mr. Show a few times. And they're fine too. I think a lot of, you know what, I've heard in Perfect Circle pops up in Yellowstone a bunch, but I stopped watching Yellowstone after like the third season because it was the same shit over and over. I'm like, somebody just take his shit already. Well, John Dutton to lose all of his fucking shit. And now he's off the show anyway because he was fighting with the fucking creator, and then Cole Hauser is, I think, fighting with the creator. He's being sued, his coffee company, because the creator of the show has a coffee company as well. I don't even know. It's like, someone's always getting punched. Male or female, people are always getting punched. But songs pop up in there. I was like, this is really good, man. Especially that first album. I was like, holy shit. Because I heard the basic tunes. The Judith and Disconnect and Weak and Powerless, which is a really good song. And some of the other ones as well. I don't know the names of all of them. I'm like familiar now with enough, but I can't remember all the songs. Hollow is a good one, but and other ones that I really like. I'm like, this is really good. So that's gonna be cool. And then whatever, I didn't hate any of the band, so that's why I was like, I want to see this. Play the gamble a little bit too while we're at Foxwoods, right? Then down to North Carolina by the end of May. It's going to be interesting. You probably will see a few videos coming filmed from down there, because we're going to go down in April as well for like a week. We're going to go down and bring some stuff down as well. Just get into the house as well, get some furniture put in there and shit. I got the PS5 box over here because I got the PlayStation 2 in there. I need to bust that out because I want to test a few controllers to see if they work, so I can sell them or just throw them out if they don't. I'm not in the mood to open them up and mess with them. I guess I could though. But yeah. Exciting, but also nerve-wracking time. Oh, I got my echocardiogram results back. They were fine, as I kind of thought they would be. I mean, the stress test I still got to do on the 22nd, so that might show a little more if there's something a little muscular up there going on. I personally think it's obviously something to do with the esophagus and stuff. That's what I'm thinking. So the endoscopies probably will show something. Hopefully nothing terrible, and something that can be fixed with proper eating. And by proper eating, for me, I would mean a bland diet, which I've been good with lately, outside of now drinking this, but because I remember when I first had an endoscopy, it was in 2008, and I had erosions in the esophagus and stomach inflammation. I was like, oh shit. And I went on a bland diet. It was great. I lost a bunch of weight. And you just feel a little better. It's just like, it's hard sometimes with a bland diet to like figure out what you can eat. But obviously alcohol is a big no-no, and I haven't had any alcohol since, I don't even know. It's been well over a month. When the hell was the last time? I think it was in Florida. Did I know? Did I do any? I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Drink a few after that, but that was only January, so maybe it has been closer to 2 months. And that's I never have an issue with not having booze. But like chocolate and stuff like that, fried foods. We'll see, right? Yeah, 8 out of 10 on this. Pretty solid Coca-Cola spice. Spiced. It's raspberry, that's why. 67 total sugars in this. This is a 20-ounce bottle. Yes. Where's the number? Oh, there it is. It's right there. Duh. So it's almost 2 full cans. So, yeah, I guess that's about right. You watch anything else? Oh, I talked about the Lisa Frankenstein and the Beekeeper. I talked about those briefly, right? I'll also be doing some kind of browsing video soon. I don't know if I'm just going to do the Nintendo store, or I'll end up doing both at some point before we leave, but because I'll do Tubi again, and I will do all the other ones as well from the different angle. I wonder if they still have 30 Amityville movies on Tubi. They just changed up their little logo, Tubi. I feel like I'm forgetting something here, but I don't know. I start throwing some stuff out too. I'm going to go in the basement during the week and throw some more stuff out. And I took a bunch of games that I'm going to donate as well. A lot of those games came from garage sales or just games I had that, were basic games like Modern Warfare 2 on the PlayStation 3, which I can't even play anyway. A couple of Wii games that are just like random shovelware type games. Some other size like DS game I threw in there. Assassin's Creed Unity I threw in there. It doesn't even have the real case. I'm like, I don't want this shit. What else did I throw in there? I want to say I put a couple of PS2 games in there. I can't remember what though. Oh, MVP Baseball 2004 for the GameCube. Or just take them over there, wherever. Salvation Army, or I don't think there's any Goodwills around the island anymore. Pretty good thrift action down in Ashboro, though. I was looking up the stuff. I was like, okay. There's a Goodwill there, and there's a few other ones that came up. That doesn't mean they're all going to come up on the map, so that's nice. There could be more. Plus is, if I want to see the Islanders, I could go when they play Carolina, because it's like an hour and 20 minutes away. Not to say I would. I haven't gone to an Islander game in a while. Same too. I would have liked to have checked them. I went to the UPS arena for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra concert. It was a nice arena. I would have liked to have seen an Islander game there, but I'm not going to one now. It's too late in the season. I don't want to unnecessarily spend money. Yeah, because they play in Raleigh. I mean, even Charlotte's about the same distance away, about $1.20. Ashboro is like almost directly, kind of not directly in the middle, but like Raleigh's here, Ashboro's here, and like Charlotte's here. So it's like on an angle. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, obviously the Hornets play there, and the Panthers are in Charlotte. I was like, I wonder if you have college basketball too, but can you buy tickets to college basketball games, or like do you have to be like a student or the alumni? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I've never gone to a college basketball game. But I was looking at stuff. I was like, oh, they have a major league soccer team in Charlotte. I was like, maybe I'll get into soccer. I don't mind soccer, football, everywhere else in the world. I don't mind it, but I was like, well, I could get into it. I was thinking the same thing if like we went to Florida, because I'm like, well, Orlando has a team, and the Charlotte team I don't think's been there that long. And then they have another team. It's like the B team in another league. That's like almost like the B team for the main Charlotte team. I forget what it's called. And then I think Asheboro might actually have one in that league too. I don't know for sure. I can't remember. Oh, it's in Denver. Speaking of that football, obviously the Russell Wilson, they cut him. Worst trade in history. Now, I can't fault the GM Patton for trading for him and giving up shit. The fact that he gave him an extension before he even took a snap and he still had 2 years left on the deal was fucking stupid. He should have at least waited 1 year and then be like, oh shit, this didn't do well. I mean, Wilson did much better in his second year. Are they going to get someone who's better at quarterback than he is? Probably not at the moment. And I didn't mind Russell Wilson, honestly. The trade, they gave up a ton when they got him. If he panned out, it's not even just on him, though, because even last year when he was playing better, then they did that shit where they're like, oh, we're going to bench you if you don't, cut like some of his salary. I was like, here we go. So they have to eat a bunch of dead money this year. They cut Justin Simmons, who's like a top 5 safety in the league. Like, just... Denver sucked for a bit, and they're going to suck now for another 5 years. Unless Sean Payton, the great Sean Payton, can figure out something. But the GM should have been fired just for giving that massive extension, because that fucked him even further. Before he even... Because even if you were like, oh, we'll discuss this halfway through the season, and I'm talking not the season that just passed, the year before, when his first year with Denver, you're like, okay, you're not getting any fucking money, dude. At this point, they would have better off having Drew Lock. I mean, they gave Drew Lock, Noah Fant, who's a solid tight end. Drew Lock. They gave up somebody else, too. Shelby Harris or somebody. And on top of all the picks, which fucked them because they had no picks, and then they had to give up a first-round pick to get Sean Payton, who I guess got him 3 additional wins, with him as coach. But Russell Wilson was playing. If Russell Wilson started the whole year, there's a good chance they actually could have made the playoffs, or at least finished 9-8. But let's see what the offensive genius Sean Payton can do this year. But yeah, they just, I don't know. Denver's a weird franchise in a lot of ways, especially since I started liking them in like 1990 or whatever the fuck that was. They're like boomer bust. Like, when I first started liking them, I think I wanted them to beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl, but I wasn't like a fan, but they got annihilated, obviously. 55-10. And I was like, I like them. I wasn't, I remember actually. The first time I really remember being on the edge of my seat with them was it might have been the 91 season. I was in 7th grade, I believe. Yes, it was when the Bills played it was 91, 92. Because the Bills would have played the Redskins in the 92 Super Bowl, 91 season. It was when Denver came back against the Oilers in the playoffs. Like, I was like super invested. I think I was in I was in 7th grade. No, because there was another time. What the hell year was that? Oh, maybe it was that same playoff run. Did they play the Steelers in the playoffs that year too? Because they didn't make the playoffs in 91. Well, the 90 season, they didn't make the playoffs, I'm pretty sure, right? Maybe they did? Let's go to Old Football Reference. If they cut Simmons, I assume that's just to save money, but for fuck's sake, man. They're going to end up trading Patrick Surtain in the second, too. Yeah, they didn't make it, they sucked in 90. Who the hell did they play in the 90? And then the season they lost to the 49ers. Who did they play? It was Pittsburgh. They played Pittsburgh. All right, so I remember the Pittsburgh game. The divisional game, they had to come back in that too. They win 24-23. Because I remember that game specifically as well. Yeah, they were down 23-17 in the fourth. I remember that game. So I would have been in 5th grade for that. Wait. Yes, because it was 90. That Super Bowl was played in 90. It was 89-90. I want to go to the 92 season. I want to see who else they played. Did they play Pittsburgh again in 91? No, it was just Houston. Okay, because that was the divisional game. The divisional round as well. They got a bye. And then they lost to Buffalo in the conference championship. Because Denver has success against Pittsburgh in the playoffs. Usually. They did lose that conference championship and Plummer's the quarterback. But then they beat him with Tebow. But anyway, I remember those games. But yeah, I guess I'm going to turn this off now. My nose is starting to run again. The cat's doing her thing. You can see her doing a little paw move kind of in the background. I do need to do that cat ramble. But yeah, anyways, a drink review 8.0 on the spiced Coke. Pretty good. Check it out if you like Coke products. Give it a try at least. And just ramble about stuff. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. Have a good